Yay!
Yay!
The energy on this one is low.
Yeah.
Very low for some reason. I don't know if it's because last time we were doing the fight reactions or what, but
I've not got it in me today. I don't know what's up with me because I've not had a particularly hard day at work or anything.
Well, listen,
I've just thought
it's fine. Just sit back, relax. It's just going to be a chill time then.
Okay.
Chill
Good.
time.
Okay.
Chilton. How you been doing, Judd? How you been doing since we had the big fight time? Because typically I'd be asking as a result of like hangovers and things like that. But it sounds like your belly's getting worse and worse for you.
Yeah.
You were so not drunk that you drove home for once.
Yeah, because it is actually getting bad because once again my stomach's not feeling too great now. Either I've not really been able to eat. It's changing now. It's evolving. It's not just wanting to shit like crazy. It's also feeling like I want to puke. So that's a nice nice little addition to it.
That doesn't just sound like IBS. That sounds like worse.
It definitely does not sound just like IBS.
Jesus Christ!
I'm having an appointment booked for this Friday. I'm going to see if they're going to decide they want to tell me something this time.
Well, they won't, because it's the UK healthcare system. Aren't we proud of it, everyone? I work for a charity that gives the UK healthcare system more money. Why does that have to exist? It's paid for in taxes. It shouldn't exist at all. Do you know what? We actually get criticism about that quite a bit in communications. And the kind of response that I would like to give on a personal level would be like, well, we'd love to not have to exist. We'd love it if all this stuff that we fund is funded out of taxes, but there's manipulation in certain ways that doesn't allow that to happen. I've tried to... That's not an official stance, by the way, from the company I work for. I just want to get that out of the way. But it is an official stance of this podcast. I'm doing it. You committed, Judd, as well. You're in.
All right.
So, I don't know. It's just getting anything you need out of the hospital system in the UK now is... We may as well be at a point where healthcare is private. We may as well. Because if you ever want to get any decent answers, you've got to pay for it. You've got to pay for private healthcare. But the thing is, the problem with that is that so many people are having to rely on that because they're ill. There's nothing they can do about it. Even private healthcare is getting overwhelmed now because our country's not set up for private healthcare. There's not much of it. So even that's fucked. So basically, don't be ill. That's it. Full stop. Just don't get ill. You're not allowed. Not allowed.
Yeah.
So... yeah, welcome back to the cheeriest podcast on the internet, everyone. But don't worry, Judd. I can offset that with something probably good. Probably.
Ooh.
That's the best that you can get nowadays. We had a weird delivery earlier at our house.
Okay.
Apparently, a church was coming round, and they'd brought us like a big bag of food. And we're like, oh, just like the church just wants to bring this round and bless you in this kind of difficult time. And we were like, oh, cool. I mean, we're all right. We're not really struggling that much.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. We're not well off in any way. I am significantly poor, and I'll get to that. But we're doing fine. Like, we can easily afford food, and we can easily afford the food we want as well. But they were like, no, take it, it's fine. So we're like, all right. So, I don't know, it was just this weird food delivery. I feel like somehow it's cursed or something.
Well, surely it should be blessed. Like,
well,
you'd think.
My girlfriend was while she was working, she was watching a movie about this girl who's possessed and goes around eating men. So, well, this woman, I suppose, who's possessed. And... Yeah, it was Jennifer's body, by the way. You've probably heard of that one. So she found that kind of weird, and but obviously that's just jumping to conclusions, because if I wanted to jump to conclusions, I was taking a shit when they delivered it. So what conclusions do you want to draw there? So I don't know. My grandma kind of suggested that they're probably going to come back at some point and want to try and like convert us to the church.
Yeah. Hi, did you like the food that you didn't want? Great. Do you want to pray to our God?
What's your thoughts on people who do like? I think the most famous one in our country is Jehovah's Witnesses.
I don't know. I sort of don't care. I've always not cared as long as they keep to themselves. But that's this very specific thing with them, isn't it? Is that they don't keep to themselves. So, I don't know. I don't fucking bore and start trying to tell me shit. I maybe if I go, I don't know, if they show up to my house and they're like, "Hi, do you want to talk to us about God?" and I'm like, "No," and then they're like, "Okay then," and then they leave. I suppose that's not as bad, but the second that they're like, but then I'm like, okay, well, I don't care if I'm going to hell. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to start hitting you.
I think I'm a bit similar in that, like,
yeah.
Look, right, they truly believe they're really trying to help you out by getting you to pray to their God. They truly believe that they're like genuinely doing the best thing that you could ever do for someone. So, you know, just politely, if you don't want to, then politely refuse, and that's the end of it. I don't understand why people get annoyed at these people. And the other thing is, why are you so close-minded? Why not listen to them? What if they're right? You should listen to them first, then realise, oh yeah, they are stupid, this is ridiculous, and then politely go, oh no, I don't believe in any of this, I'm good.
I don't want them to be right, because if they are right, then that means I have to change my lifestyle, and I don't want to change my lifestyle, so...
But if it means you go to heaven by changing your lifestyle, it's probably worth it. So if they can actually convince me, then I want them to convince me, and if they can't convince me, I want them to politely just go away, you know? And I think that's fine, and they do. I don't know. It's weird because it is typical in our country, isn't it? For people like, oh, bloody Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm trying to drink a beer and watch footy, you know? But
yeah.
Just listen to them, like genuinely take them seriously, and as with most people, you'll think, nah, and then just don't listen, then tell them to go away. That's fine. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I get converted. I know my mum did that one time. She you know, when they like sometimes like say, oh, do you mind if we like come in and talk to you a bit about like Jeebus and shit? And she was like, yeah, all right, go on then. And they did for a little bit, and they left her a little book. She read like a good chunk of it, and then they came back another day and said, so what do you think? Did you like the book? Are you interested? And she was like, some family value bits are good, but like rest of it is whack as shit, man. I don't know, she didn't put it like that, but I think that would have been funny. So they're like, okay, cool. If you change your mind, you know where we are. So that's them. That's the churches. That's the church people. So if I eat any of that food and I get cursed or I convert to Jesus, you know what's happened right there.
Know what's gone on, yeah.
Weird that one of the things they brought was chicken spread, like you used to love on sandwiches.
Yeah, I still have that every day, you know.
Every day? Every day?
For work, yeah.
Wow.
Like pretty much, yeah, every day, yeah.
I thought you'd like grown out of that a bit.
No, it's no. I don't love it as much. I don't like love it like I used to. There are some days where I'm just like, oh, I can't be bothered with this shit.
You know,
but like, I do still have it. Yeah.
What this stuff is. Picture,
I just
like mince up a bunch of shite to go in a hot dog, but once it's wrapped in a case and like made to look like that, you're all right with it. But in back of your head, it's like, I've seen them mince all the shite, and that bit's horrible. It's in the back of my mind. Well, with chicken spread, it's just that. There's no tidying it up. It's just all the awful, gross shit that's left over from chickens, and you get tiny chunks of bone in it sometimes. It's like, oh god, it's horrible. I must have had it maybe once or twice when we were kids, but other than that, I've avoided it.
They really do just take the full chicken and just put it in like a food processor and just go to the fucking chicken.
They do. It's just a blended chicken. It is. Yeah. It's a blended chicken. I suppose they have to drain the blood from it first, which is not another image you don't want to have before you eat this blended chicken paste.
This drained blended chicken corpse.
And I don't know if you still have them the same, but you used to just have plain white bread, layer of that, another plain white bread. That's your sandwich done.
Yep. That's it.
That's the whole thing.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Sometimes you put crisps on it. Orange Doritos are preferable. And there you go, sandwich.
Have you ever eaten a vegetable?
Sometimes.
I've seen one before.
There were some tomatoes in my bolognese earlier. I just ate around them.
Have you ever eaten anything that is green?
I like broccoli. I eat broccoli.
Okay. Anyway, so that was the delivery drop off. The last weird thing about it was we were like, oh, they must have been going like down the street and delivering to them. We went over to across the road to my grandma's earlier to talk about a few things, and we asked them if they'd had any delivery, and they were like, no, nothing. So they must have just seen our house and thought, oh, these guys are suffering. And I was like, what? Yeah. Really? Does it look that bad? Like, what? It doesn't look like we live in a fucking rundown shack. It's just like a normal house. It's a bit small, I suppose. But, I don't know. Anyway, what have you been up to, Judd?
Oh, God, have I been up to anything interesting? No, I really have not been up to anything interesting these past few days.
You have got some plans, though?
I have got some what?
Some plans.
I have got some plans. On Saturday, me and a couple of my friends are going to Warhammer World, which is one of my favourite places, in Nottingham.
I've been wanting to go to Warhammer World for a while, I'm not going to lie.
We're having a big game, though. That's the one thing into it about Warhammer that you could never get into it. The game itself, the actual game.
The kind of vibe around the whole universe is pretty cool, but as soon as you start getting out like the dice and the rulers and stuff, I'm like, I'm out. I don't want it anymore. Because I do like going to Warhammer World, because it's just like part of the reason I like it is I'm not that into it as well. Like, if I were going to Harry Potter World, then I'd be, like, really excited. It's, like, a big deal. I'd really want to make the most of it. If I go to Warhammer World, and I'm walking around half an hour, and I think, I'm kind of bored, actually. I don't really want to do this. I'll fuck off, then. You know, it don't matter that much to me, so it's kind of chill. But it's also cool. There's a bunch of, like, cool-looking stuff. I know the pub's nice. It's that pub, Judd. It's the pub. I want to visit that pub. So you're playing a game there. Is that all you're doing, then? Are you just going to use the tables and...
No, we'll go and see everything. We'll go around and have a look at everything, and we'll probably be in the bar for a little bit. But yeah, the game that we'll have will probably be like 3 hours anyway. So
are you staying over down there, or are you driving there and then driving back?
I think I'm driving us there and driving back.
You're driving in Clunk.
Yes, I'm driving in Clunk.
Oh my god! So you're not going then?
I have been to like. Download. I've driven to Download, which was like that way. I think it was even. No, it was like Nottingham way. I think it was even further actually. So.
Oh, Nottingham's only an hour and 8 minutes away.
Yeah,
wow,
it's not that bad.
That's really not far away. It's slightly further than Leeds. Oh, that's all right then. I thought it was like 2.5 hours.
No, it's no. It's
Okay.
basically on our doorstep.
I don't have a doorstep. I just have
That's
like a
why
mat outside.
that's why the priest thought that you needed help. So like this
He's like,
child has no
no
doorstep.
No. Well, I've just remembered something that I need to do. Sorry.
Oh Christ!
Well, I've
fucking
no, I've done it. It's
Christ.
fine. I have wanted to go for ages because I asked you if I'm willing to pay for the tickets. I'll take us down there and pay for a stay overnight to go to Warhammer World. Would you potentially be able to get the day off work? Do you think you would have been able to if you weren't already going?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, because that would have been so good.
I've never. I don't think I've ever asked. No, the only time I've ever asked for some time off was when I went to download. That's the only time I've like specifically asked for time off. So yeah, I think they'd be okay with it.
The reason I ask is I just needed something to do that like is fun enough. It's pretty fun. Yeah, pretty good time. Because I've been off work this week because I was getting so overloaded with work. I was just getting so depressed at the idea of working that I was like, right, I need a week off. I'm going to book it off for as soon as I can. But the thing is, because things have been so busy with work and with life outside of work, I've not had time to think of anything to do. So kind of just like, I'll just chill at home. I'll just relax. I'll have a staycation. But the problem came when I'd played some Apex. It had gone all right, actually, so I weren't too stressed like I normally am with it. But then I booted up Super Mario Brothers 3 as part of the beating every game from each year series. And I genuinely came close to throwing up and crying multiple times playing that game.
What? Throwing up and crying?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah. It's Judd. No one's completed that game.
Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah. No one's completed it. I don't believe it. No one could ever complete that game. It's impossible.
Super.
It's absolutely... I will talk about it a bit later. But basically, it did me a regular sending me spiralling into depression. Because I was trying to have fun. I was trying to do something that should be so easy to enjoy myself just chilling and playing games. But no, it's always a massive hell whenever I do anything. Literally just earlier, I was trying to cook some pasta and some bacon. Some really easy things to do, and all sorts of shit were fucking up. It was like, oh, I need this pan now. Oh, I've got to wash it. Oh, this burn into the pan, so it's going to take longer to wash it. The bacon's not cooking. Why ain't it cooking? Is the cooker tripped? Is it? It's like, I can't see. The light's not working properly. It's like, oh my God. Did you see what I'm saying? So basically, it's ridiculous, the fact that days off feel so precious. They feel super precious. And that's such a shame. They shouldn't feel mega precious like they do. It's a failing of our society, I think, that I have to be so like clinging on to like, oh, I've got to make the most of my holiday days, otherwise it's a waste. I've got to do whatever I can to relax the most and enjoy myself, so that when I do start working again, I don't feel like I want to blow my brains out. That's horrible. And I've not even got a bad job. My job's not even that bad. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's really bad that that's kind of, like, normal. But on top of that, it's even worse when you're doing something that should be surefire, should be easy to make you have. Just playing some games. I love games, right? No.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Do you ever get that when you're playing a game? It happens a lot on... online multiplayer games for me, because that your experience relies on like other people quite a bit, and people are absolute shits. When they start fucking things up, I get so pissed at them and the world. Do you get that at all? I know I'm susceptible to this, but
I do, but I don't do it a whole lot. I don't play a whole lot of multiplayer games.
You play League of Legends, Hearthstone.
Yeah, well, I don't play Hearthstone now, but when I'm playing League of Legends, I'm usually either only having a quick couple of games on ARAM, which is a very quick thing, so I don't really, and people don't really pay real attention when they're doing that game mode, or I'm on with friends and we're having a laugh. So I do get it, but I don't as much anymore because I don't play a whole lot of multiplayer games.
But you did when you played.
I did, yeah, I did when I played them, yeah.
It's what I get like that with Apex, but like I have to say, because I've been doing it so much, like because I've been playing Apex for so long now, I do get like that. I still get like that, and then after I'm done, I'm better at quickly turning myself around, but only when it comes to Apex. Because I'm kind of used to getting pissed at that game, which is so weird. So if I get pissed at any other game, it spirals me more again. So I don't know. So that was happening. So then I'm like, I need to do something with this time off because it's going to feel like a complete waste otherwise. Yeah. So I remember when we watched well, actually, you didn't see it. It was in the lead up to the KSI fights. Yeah. There was they've done a waxwork of him, a Madame Tussauds waxwork.
Yeah.
So they've done one of him, and it's not in London; it's in Blackpool. So because I don't think he's famous enough to be in the London one, which is kind of weird because more people in London will know him than Blackpool. But whatever. But it weren't that like, it's like another KSI thing I can see. It was more like, there's one of those in Blackpool. That's closer to me. Maybe I'll do that with my time because that could be a bit fun. That was kind of the idea of that. But and then I looked up Madame Tussauds Blackpool. It's not too expensive. You can get a bundle deal where you get like another attraction as well. But the problem was I started looking at hotels in Blackpool. Have you ever been to Blackpool, Judd?
I've been to Blackpool. I've never stayed in a hotel in Blackpool.
Well,
I don't think.
Blackpool's not known for being the nicest of places. In fact, it's quite famously known for being fucking awful. So when I was looking at all these hotels, they looked shit. Quite a few of them looked acceptable and enough, but then a lot of them had shared bathrooms, and I'm not doing that. I'm not. When I'm trying to have a relaxing just break for a day or two, I'm not sharing a bathroom with some stranger who's wearing a string vest and he's going to sit on the toilet going, "We'll be about an hour." It's like, what if I want to get up in the middle of the night and go to the toilet? I'm not leaving my room, going across a hallway and going to a toilet where someone else might be. No. It might sound a bit snobby to some people even, but for what I want in this week, for what I need relaxing wise, no. So I find like two that have not a shared bathroom that like are not too expensive either, because that's the other thing. I don't have much money, so I can't afford to just spend £100 a night. We're looking at more like £30 a night is my budget, something like that. So when I find two like that, then it's like, can I park my car? Basically, no. So that kind of fucked up. So anyway, I'm going to Liverpool. I've changed my destination. I'm going to Liverpool. I've spent £60 instead of like 30 for a nicer hotel. And there's shit to do in Liverpool. It's a weird thing, really. It's just like a solo excursion. What do you think of that? Have you ever done anything like that?
No, because I like staying in now. So if I would have started driving when I was younger, maybe I would have. But I think now, because I prefer staying in, whenever I want something like that, I do just stay in.
So whenever you, like, do you never get to the point at work, or not necessarily just with work, but just in general, where it's like, I need a break. Like, I need to not have, like, an obligation. I need to, like, set myself out some time where I just, don't have to do anything. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I do. But that time that I want to spend is being alone, not having to do anything. That's the time I want to spend, because it's not so, for me, it's not so much just work. It's being needed by everybody all the time. So I like to just be alone now. So
but this is what I'm saying.
do.
So if you're at home, even if you're alone, even if you're in the room you're in, or even if you're in your bedroom or whatever, just like doing what you want, there's always like, oh, Jordan, will you just bring down your washing? Oh, it's tea's ready. Do you want some tea? And stuff like that. It's like, shut up.
Even when it's like all just nice stuff, it's just like,
yeah,
please. I know. Well, usually I'm all right because Nan and Grandad like to leave to go to either to visit family or they went to somewhere called Twinwood recently, which is like a really nice festival where you go and like listen to 80s music and stuff. So that's fair enough, regularly enough, like that they're sort of like my vacations, you know, when like they're out the house and I'm just like, right, okay, I've got the house to myself. I can sit in a room with the lights off and just stare at the wall for 3 days.
I wonder if that's probably why they go away, because they're sick of your shit as well. But I always find that like bedroom rats like us are easier to live with and not feel that from, because they don't want anything of someone else, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think for me it might be because I've got a partner and there's stuff to have to do. Like, if I'm here, I have to do shopping and washing up, and you know, I have to do, she might want something from me, or we might do stuff together rather than just on his own, or I don't know. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's one of those difficult things. If you understand what we're talking about, tweet at tweetsbadly and let us know your experience with all this shit. So anyway, I kind of last minute booked this trip to Liverpool. In fact, I did it today. I booked it this morning, and I'm going tomorrow. So by the time this goes out, in fact, this will probably be published after I get back. Although you might know about it if you caught it live at twitch.tv/streamsbadly. If you didn't catch it live, you might be watching it on YouTube, the Streams Badly YouTube channel, but there is an audio version on all good streaming platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Do you want to know some stuff to do in Liverpool, Judd? Do you want to potentially plan my trip with me?
Sure.
So I'm only going to tell you stuff that sounds kind of interesting. One of the things is it seems like a museum of British music. So kind of telling you about all the history of music in Britain. And obviously Liverpool is where the Beatles are from, and there's loads of Beatles stuff. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of stuff on that there. But what is there, like a certain artist, right? If you imagine you rock up to this museum, what's an artist that you would love to be in this museum that you wouldn't expect to be there?
I'd love I'd love, like, do you know who Jack Stauber is? You will have heard.
You will have heard
at least one of his songs. You will have heard the fucking Buttercup song. You obviously can't. I don't think you can play any of it on stream.
Baby son adoring us.
That is one of his things, but that's not like a song. That's one of his weird YouTube videos. So you will have heard that somewhere, that song, because it's so fucking popular. But I'd love to see like a thing of him there and be like, oh wow, holy shit, it's Jack Stauber. They've got one of this guy up.
Sample of this guy. Let's go. I'm just gonna play it. Judd won't be able to hear it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You've heard that song.
Yeah,
you've heard
the
it
Buttercup one was like that TikTok one, right?
Yeah. That was that's the one that everybody knows him from. But he's a really weird guy. So I'd love to get there and be like, oh my god, they've got a fucking wax statue thing up of Jack Stauber, and then he like sneezes or something, and it's like actually.
And that's what he does with all his time.
Yeah.
I can't think of. Is he British?
No, there's no reason he'd be there. Like, I just love it because it'd be so surreal. They'd be like, why the fuck have they got one of this guy up? And then he's like,
because it's British music. So yeah. I think it'd be incredible to have the bar steward Sons of Valdunican who local Barnsley band who essentially make Yorkshire parodies of popular songs. They've yet to be killed from copyright for that. Moving on.
Well,
so that'd be weird. They dress in like knitted vests and stuff like that. So it's if you don't know, it doesn't make any sense and it's not that funny. But if you do know, it's all right. It's kind of good. There's the Williamson tunnels. It's like an underground tunnel. Do you remember when you were in school? Because everyone who lives in Barnsley when they're in school gets forced to go on a school trip to an old mine. Do you remember the mines? Did you do the school trip to the mine?
I didn't know if I ever did one. I don't think we ever went on a school trip to mines.
Really?
I remember I remember going to like a literal shit like dispersal plant, like it was a waste factory. Like I'm pretty sure.
I like to imagine they just took you there. They just took you there while everyone else went to the mines because they didn't want you to go to the mines.
Such a fucking weird class trip that we went on. We all went on to like it was like some sort of waste plant. Such a weird trip. No, but we never went to. I don't know. I can remember. Because I gotta dig deep for this one because this is back. I must have been about 7. But I remember being in primary school, which to all of our thousands of listeners in Seattle is elementary school.
Well, it's ages 4 to 11-ish.
Yeah.
Like
so we all went there, my class. I don't know why, but I remember just being sat in this room bored as fuck, just listening to these people being like, so then we take the waste and it was just telling us about this process. I remember as a kid being sat there like, what the fuck? Why why do we need to know this?
Is this what you thought Diggerland was going to be like when we went to Diggerland? And then turns out Diggerland's a really fun theme park.
Yeah, basically. We literally just sat in this fucking room and they were just like, well, first we take your shit and then we package it up into a box. I don't know, but it's like...
I like to imagine it actually spoke like, he's like, and then showing you, he's like picking it out of an actual toilet. First we take your shit and we put it in these... First I'll take your shit, I'll put it in this bag and then I'll tie it up and... I'll just save that one for later, but the rest of the plant works differently to this. This is just for me.
Then another guy walks in and he goes, "Okay, guys, so I'm going to be talking to you today about what we do at this plant. Who's this guy?"
His hands are covered in shit. Just like, Well, there's Bounce. No, it's not called Bounce. It just says Bounce. It's the UK's largest inflatable park. I could go there. Could go there.
That's pretty.
I don't think I'll go there because I think it'll look really weird. A 25-year-old man rocking up to an inflatable park on his own, where there'll probably be kids. Yeah. It might still be the school holidays. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to avoid that. As much as I think that'd be really fun, and I would like to go there, I think I'm going to look like a creep. So we've got the oldest Chinese community in Europe. So they've got a Chinatown. Now this is what I'm most excited about because Chinatown is like a New York thing, and then also a London thing. Yeah, like the most famous ones are there, I think. So I've never been to a Chinatown, so I kind of want to see it. I'm interested to see what it's about, what it looks like. From what my grandma said, who's already been to Liverpool, she didn't actually really go to Chinatown, but the impression she got is it's a big Chinese archway and then just a bunch of Chinese restaurants. And for me, if it is, fine. I need somewhere to eat, So that'll be, I'll wander down there, get something to eat, whatever. Can take a boat ride. There's a £10 million leisure venue. I ain't got that much money, so I don't think I can afford £10 million. There's the Cavern Club where the Beatles played. I don't know if I'm weird for this, but I don't give a shit. I just don't. I don't want to go there.
About what? Like about you don't give a shit about Beatles or?
Well, the Beatles are good, but they're overrated. They're not. They're definitely good, but they're obviously renowned as potentially the best music that's ever existed. That's not true. But they are definitely good. So I find them quite overrated. I'd feel like such a fake fan going to the Cavern Club, I think. Because, yeah, I will listen to the Beatles while I'm driving there. Of course I will. You know, got to get in the spirit. But I'm not that bothered about the Beatles. So
I don't know. I feel like if you're not going in there being like, oh yeah, the Beatles, love them. I'm the biggest fan. You know, you're just there.
I'm a massive fan of the Blue Torpedo song. Or what is it?
Yeah.
Linda in the clouds with rubies. Cool. I don't know. No, I think my plan with that is the place I'm staying is really close to it, so I'll end up walking past it to see like the entrance, and if it looks like it's not busy, I'll go in and have a drink or two.
Yeah,
it's that kind of thing. Football skills, nope. Wellness centre, nope. Kids vintage play area.
Well,
no. I could hear all about the fascinating U-boat story.
It's fantastic that actually about the not the U-boat story, about the kids play area and the bouncer castle thing that you were saying. Because Limmy, I don't know if you've ever watched anything that Limmy's done. Oh yeah, have you seen Limmy?
Yeah, I'm roughly aware. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember him doing a skit on one of his episodes, where he was like walking past this play area, and he was looking at this swing set, and this kid were on this swing set, and he was going on about how like how it pisses him off that he can't go in a swing set anymore because like him being an adult. Really, he should have more priority to joy than a child, because a child just fucks about all day. But an adult has to go to work and more work and like deal with family problems. But he doesn't get to go on the swing. And he was like making the point of like, you know, I go on a swing set with a lass, and then it's seen as romantic. I go on a swing set with a mate, and it's seen as two lads having a laugh. But if I just go in there myself, I look like a nonce.
yeah, it's a shame, but whatever. This is why adults just become alcoholics. There's nothing else to do. That's all we can do. Just like find the cheapest alcohol, go in and just drink that. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, what's some other stuff? We've got a Turkish bathhouse. Now, I looked into that. It's not too expensive. £45 for like a fair, like 4 or so treatments or something, which I think is pretty good value. But the thing is, I don't just want to rock up to a Turkish baths on my own and think I'd not enjoy it very much. And then I spent £45.
I think I'd do that.
You think you'd do it on your own?
I think I'd do that on my own, yeah. I think I'd feel weirder going with someone. Okay.
Go on then. Dare you? Drive clunk all that way. I don't know. It's not for me. I think it's already taking some anxiety bravery for me to do this in the first place, especially last minute. I potentially am the type of person that would do this, but I'd book it 4 months in advance. Something like that. But like literally just having less than a day to plan it is, I think that's a bit too brave. There's some animals. There's a big Liverpool sign. Not interested in that. Some football stadiums. Who fucking cares? What else is there? Some animals. Don't care. Beatles taxi. Don't care. There's a Baltic Triangle, which I thought was maybe like a Chinatown for Baltic countries, but I don't know about that. There's a bunch of food stuff.
That's where people have been getting lost. The Baltic Triangle.
Is it? Right, okay.
You're not allowed. You're not supposed to go through it because people get lost.
Apparently, there's some escape rooms. Now, I wouldn't like an escape room anyway. Just with a group of people, to me, an escape room doesn't sound fun. I think I'd rather do one on my own, but I still don't want to. That sounds totally like playing Super Mario Brothers 3 to me. That sounds like it's going to be really annoying, and I'm going to get so annoyed, like so pissed.
I did a escape room in York a while ago.
On your own?
And no. This is back when I was still allowed to drink. So I was
Your belly allows you to drink.
Yeah. I was out with a load of friends. And we did an escape room in York, and I was basically useless. It was like all maths, and it was all like weird algebra, like mixing like matching numbers up with symbols and stuff. And I was like, no thanks.
Well, you sent me a maths meme.
Yeah, but I got it because it was stupid. Like that's the reason I got it. It is that it was stupid.
Yeah.
If it was like trying to be complicated, I wouldn't have got it.
So there's indoor crazy golf. I could do that. That could be fun. But I think there's some other stuff that I'm a bit more interested in doing. Bowling. There's bowling everywhere. It's whatever. There's a simulation shooting range. That could be interesting. That could be fun to do. There's a comedy club. Comedy club could be good because I think I've only ever been to one comedian. No, I've been to two. I went to one at the Edinburgh Fringe, and I've been to one in Barnsley. Have you ever been to a comedy gig?
No, I don't think I've ever been to a comedy gig.
I think we should go to one at some point. It's one of those things where you watch it on TV, like live at the Apollo or whatever. But like, I don't know, I just never think to go for some reason. So that could be fun. Then there's a ghost hour, don't care. VR place, don't care. Cinema, this is everywhere's a cinema. Arcade bar. Now, we've got an arcade bar in Barnsley that I really love going to. But
yes.
I just love an arcade bar, so I'm thinking I might go there for some reason. This one, like the one that we go to, is free to play, so you pay a certain amount of money and you can go on as many different games as you want. This one, you have to pay, I believe. Although it says that there's like craft ales and things like that, and I love me some craft ales, you see. So
you love crafting ales.
So there you go. We take as much pride in our drinks selection as we do in our games. So honestly, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I take as much pride selection in my games as I do in my drinks, in that they all make me shit uncontrollably.
Yeah, I take as much pride in my drinks as I do in my games, both of which make me want to kill myself.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's all sorts to do. I don't know. I'll let you know what I get up to. What do you think out of these things? What would you kind of make sure you do?
Out of all those things, God, I don't think there was a single one that piqued my interest. You
gotta be kidding me.
The game bar sounded cool, but like you say, we've got that one of them in where we live, so I'd just go to the one that we live in. We live in it. We live inside.
But the problem with that one is it's not open very often.
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose I'd go to the game bar if I was there and it was like, if I wouldn't go, I don't think I'd go to Liverpool for any of those reasons, but if it was like, right, I'm stuck in Liverpool, what am I going to do?
You want to go to Chinatown?
Yeah, I think I'd go to Chinatown. I think I'd go once.
What about going to Chinatown? You could see a comedy thing, and then go to the arcade bar or the simulation shooting range.
This sounds like a whole day of like cultural stuff. I don't know if I can do a whole lot of culture. It's freaking me out.
Well, speaking of freaking out sure. And culture, do we have any British delicacies that you believe are particularly gross?
Yeah. What the fuck are pork scratchings?
It's blitzed, blisteringly hot fried. Like you fry them really hot, you eat them cold. Pork skin.
Then again, this being said, we have established that I do just eat blended chicken, so I don't know. I feel like anything I say at this point is just gonna be like, you can't take my word for it.
The grossest delicacies we have is black pudding, which I think is I think it might be more than just British, but I think it pretty much started British. I'm pretty sure of that.
Did it? Because I always thought that was like a Scottish thing, but I might be wrong with that.
You are so fucking dumb.
It's it. What's Judds, they have something like that though, don't they?
Where is Scottish? Where is Scotland?
Where is Scottish? No, but
Scotland is in Britain, you dumbass.
Yeah,
and I think you might be thinking of haggis.
I am thinking of haggis. I am thinking of haggis.
My God.
I'm getting them mixed up.
Haggis is gross for Scotland anyway.
What's the difference between haggis and black pudding?
Well, let's get some definitions. What is haggis?
Black pudding's like blood in it. It's like doing something.
Haggis is a savoury pudding containing sheep's pluck, which is like heart, liver, and lungs, minced with onion, oatmeal, suet, spices, and salt. And then you mix that with stock and you kind of cook it, and it's encased in the animal's stomach.
Yes, okay.
Fairly gross. And then what is black pudding?
I've said it now, and I actually think it's something to do with blood. But I'm not
Black
too sure.
pudding is a distinct regional type of blood sausage originating in the United Kingdom and Ireland. It's made from pork or beef blood with pork fat or beef suet and a cereal, usually oatmeal, oat groats, or barley groats. So kind of similar vibes of gross.
Which of them is grosser, do you think? Because they're similar levels of gross for me.
I think it comes down to what you find more gross, blood or organs.
It's weird because I actually think that, like, on a technical level, the haggis is grosser, but I also feel like I feel like I'd managed to eat more of the haggis than I would the black pudding. Have you tried
either?
I think I've tried black pudding ages ago when I was a kid. Not recent enough for me to.
You should try both of them more recently. I think you could potentially like either of them in the same way you like. You have to think of them as the same sort of thing as chicken spread. You have to think of them in that sort of vein, because black pudding, I like black pudding. I don't like to eat a lot of it because it's really not good for you. It's really fatty and not great. I like haggis. If I had to say which one I prefer, I think I'm going to say a black pudding, to be honest. When I was at the Edinburgh Fringe, I had a haggis burger. So I had a burger with some haggis on and the haggis kind of just smushed. And it was kind of like... It's kind of like mealy meat. I don't know. The inside of haggis tastes like shitty minced beef.
Because is it not? Is that not just what it is? Like
kind
actual
of.
Shit.
It kind of is.
Shit. Yeah.
But
cool.
The thing is, so those are the grossest delicacies that we have. Can you think of any other delicacies that you know of that are quite gross?
It's not. It's something that you have with stuff. It's not itself a food, but it's horseradish. Is that an English thing? That feels like it's got to be an English thing. Horseradish.
Horseradish doesn't have horse in, you know.
I know it doesn't have horse in it, but I'm just saying, it's always just the smell of it, and even the name. You just don't like horseradish. That's a fucking gross name. Don't call it that.
Judd dislikes horseradish. Wow.
I do. Okay. I have a natural dislike into horseradish. Like whenever somebody will bust it out at like a table, I'll like look at it like, ugh, fucking horseradish. Like what?
Well, let's see if you find any of these gross delicacies worse than horseradish, Judd, then. Because I've got a list here of the most disgusting foods as ranked by the Disgusting Food Museum. So these are things that people have actually documented to have eaten. Not just once, ever. Not just one person's eaten them. It's a thing that multiple people eat on multiple occasions. Okay?
Okay.
So, our entry from India is gomutra. Gomutra is cow urine from India.
aren't they? Right, okay, alright. I'm
Tread
sorry if
lightly.
I got this round. I'm sorry if I got this one wrong. Forgive me, aren't Indians the one who believe that cows are some sort of like holy symbol, or I don't know if
Something
it.
like
I
that.
don't.
Something similar.
It's not. Do they believe it's not like? Okay, we don't worship the cows as gods. What is that? That they like cows.
I don't
Is it
know. They
just- like
like cows. Let's go with
Why
that.
do Indians
Why
like
do Indians like cows? Is this what we're googling now?
I'm so sorry, everybody. This isn't me being horrible. I
The
have
last
to
comment
report
we
this.
had on a YouTube video was someone saying that the intro we did to the video was racist as well. So you need to be very careful here, Judd.
No. Okay, no. This is Google. This isn't me. I typed in "Why do Indians?" The first suggested thing is "Why do Indians wobble their heads?" It's the first thing. Do they wobble their heads?
I don't think
Do they
that's a
wobble their
stereotype,
heads?
do they? I'm not.
Why do
I
Indians
don't know.
wobble?
Why do
Oh, this is an
Indians
actual
wobble
thing
their
that they
heads?
do. It can serve as
it?
an alternative to thank you. They've got wobbly heads.
Whether they do
Okay.
or don't, I do not confirm. I've never heard of
Alright,
that.
okay. I never heard of that either. Okay, so here we go. Why is a cow sacred in India? Sanctity of the cow. In Hinduism, the belief that the cow is representative of divine and natural benefits, and should therefore be protected and venerated. They
Yeah,
like.
I mean,
they just
that
like
makes
cows.
sense. I think that's like a nice kind of respectful way of saying that cows give you like all sorts of useful things, like meat and dairy. It's probably the most useful
No.
animal.
Well, not meat actually, because looking at this, Hindus, however, are vegetarians, and they consider the cow to be a sacred symbol of life that should be protected.
Yeah,
and revered.
this is the bit that I don't get, because then when you stop eating them, then they're like, you're missing out on one of their benefits. So
Oh, the dang place. They get all over the mooing and pooping, but
anyway,
whatever.
back to
Yeah.
this delicacy.
So,
Drinking
that-
Gomutra has been
Yeah.
practiced for thousands of years, and it's usually consumed for therapeutic purposes as Ayurvedic medicine. What is with claimed health benefits? What the fuck is Ayurvedic medicine?
Wait. Is it spelled AETHERIC?
No,
Okay.
Ayurveda.
I have no idea then.
It's just historical Indian medicine, I think it says. So, cow piss. You trying something?
Yeah, cow pee. Well, listen, if it's got psychological benefits, then maybe I need to fucking give it a whirl. But
therapeutic.
Therapeutics are just as good.
Maybe that's what I need. Maybe when I was getting so pissed off at Super Mario Bros. 3, I just need a little tall
piss.
glass of cow piss.
Cow piss, yeah.
Gross.
I don't know. I was just surprised at that because I thought, I didn't know. I didn't think they'd do that. I don't think because they venerate cows. So
yeah, but that's like appreciating cows. Like they'll drink milk and piss from them.
I love you, cow. Let me drink your pee.
It's like how people wanted to drink Belle Delphine's Gamer Girl pee.
That was a bathwater, sir.
Well, yeah, it was, but they wanted to drink her pee as well. So I think it's kind of it might be a bit like that. I don't know. It's not.
I don't think it's anything like that.
Probably not.
From what I'm reading, it should be the opposite thing. Should be the opposite.
Right, I'm moving on.
Okay.
Another one. We've got an entry from ancient South Korea. Tongsul. Tongsul is a traditional Korean medicine with a 9% alcohol content. Way getting sloshed. Maybe this is what you need so that you. Well, speaking of poo, it's the poo of a human child between 4 and 7 years old is refrigerated for 3 to 4 days, mixed with water, divided into smaller pieces, and fermented overnight.
It's like jenkum. Fucking, how do you spell this?
This is like, when they did the poo cocktail on Jackass? Well, this is like actually a poo cocktail. It's literally like a poo cocktail.
Yeah. So jenkum, this is what I mean. So this is what jenkum is. I don't know if this is I don't know if you just straight up drink the fucking shit broth that the South Koreans are talking about. But when you said this, what I thought of was jenkum, and here we go. This is what it is. purported inhalant and hallucinogen created from fermented human waste. So essentially what you do is that what you were saying, where you ferment shit and then you huff it. So I don't, but that, if it's a delicacy, I don't know, maybe they are just slurping it on down in Korea. Come on down to South Korea, slurp it on down.
Well, it says the poo water mixture is poured through a sieve and is mixed with 70% boiled non-glutinous rice, 30% glutinous rice, thank God for the glutinous rice, and yeast. Okay. Wait a minute. The glutinous rice is there for its supposed anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties. Why do you need those when you're just having a drink? As well as to improve the taste. Look, we're already drinking poo cocktail. Why? Just go all the way. Who needs to improve the taste at this point?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Apparently the fermentation process activates the good bacteria and kills the bad bacteria. What do you think, Judd? You trying poo cocktail?
No, because, like... Why are they drinking this? Because I get... It's just because it's funny, innit? Like, you know, as awful as jenkum is, it's like, I understand that the purpose is that their heads are fucked and they want to be high. But it just sounds like in Korea, they're slurping it on down in Korea because it's a good old time. They just enjoy it.
I think it's to do with, like, bacterial benefits or some shite. I don't know. It might also to get pissed. It might be that they didn't have anything else available to get drunk with, so they just used turds. So I don't know. Right,
guys, look over in China, they've just like started drinking alcohol and stuff. It's amazing. How are we going to keep up with this? Turns head towards child between the age of 7 and 11. Or what the fuck?
Between 3 and 4.
Give me 4
and 7. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, give me your shit, child. I decided to get.
We've got another type of wine here that does come from China. Maybe this is the alcohol that they were making that South Koreans, were trying to contend with, because theirs is baby mouse wine. At least a dozen baby mice are drowned in rice wine. So no, they didn't kill them first or anything like that.
Sorry,
they actually drowned them in the. That's part of the flavour. It's the taste of death. It's the taste of drowning. The mice used must be still blind and hairless. So they're not. They've got to be not only are they baby mice, they're blind baby mice. Oh my
they're
God!
They're fresh out of the womb.
The brew is matured for at least a year before drinking. Mouse wine is drunk as a health tonic for asthma and liver diseases rather than as an aperitif. So this one's not for getting pissed, folks. Calm down.
No. This one will cure you. This one will cure your ails. This one will sort you right out. Don't you worry. Get some rats down.
And apparently, the claimed health benefits have not been verified.
What
a surprise! Apparently, it tastes like gasoline with an aftertaste of rotting animals.
So they just do it because they think it's funny, don't they? Like, they just don't give a fuck.
Oh my God.
They know it freaks everybody else out, like, in the world, so they do it to, like, maintain intimidation for you. We're not going to go to war with a country that fucking drinks boiled rats.
When I go to Chinatown tomorrow, shall I say, look, right? So, like, they come to take my order, and I go, do you have any of the mouse wine? Got any baby mouse wine?
They're like, what are you, a cop?
I'm like, no. And then they're like, no, we don't have that. And I'm like, okay. Have you got monkey brain? That's right. The next one's monkey brain from ancient China.
We got monkey brain. This one don't freak me out too much, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I suppose this one's more similar to like a haggis or something. It's an organ, isn't it, really? There's a lot of shit on monkey brains that I'm not going to read out. I'm going to move on instead.
I watched Indiana Jones as well. I watched the Temple of Doom where they fucking take the monkey out of its brain and it goes, "You found me."
Okay. Next, another one from China. China's killing it with the weird delicacies.
Go on, China.
Are you ready for this one, Judd? This one's going to get your Jimmy's rustled, because it could rustle someone called Jimmy, being as it's virgin boy eggs.
What?
Okay, look, right. This is fucking gross. This freaks me out. Right, let me start reading. Oh, I've just read a little bit ahead. Young boys' urine is collected in schools and markets around the city in buckets placed there by street vendors. Step one.
Get your boy.
Step one.
Get your boy.
Eggs are boiled in the urine until hard.
Okay.
The eggs are then cracked and continue to boil for several hours to let the urine soak into the egg.
Good.
Apparently, the golden eggs smell strongly of urine. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, does
But
it?
the taste has been described as delicate, salty, and addictive. See, the thing that makes this particularly gross is it's just actually waste. This is actually just like... This is just... Like, the poo one, like, I can kind of see how it's...
I cannot.
Cow waste is... For some reason, I find animal waste a bit less disgusting than human waste, because animals process things slightly differently, to the point where the stuff that they're wasting might not be completely wasteful to our bodies. Does that make sense? Do you see what I mean?
All of them digest stuff differently. If we're talking about horse shit, then most of that is just hay that's like just come back out as more hay. But we're talking about like pig shit. Then
exactly.
Yeah.
And when it came to so that's why like the cow piss, like that's fucking really gross. But like, and then the poo cocktail, like that's in alcohol. And that kind of, disinfects stuff a bit more and things like that. So that kind of takes the edge off with that. But with like piss-soaked eggs, the eggs have been specifically allowed to let the piss soak right into them to make sure you get that piss in your gut.
It's the part where it says it is also addictive that just got me, because it's like, what? Why is it? I want to know why it is addictive, because it's you're not telling me that this does something for you, because my first thought is, oh, well, they're obviously doing this like nasty stuff because it fucks you up, like that's got to be like one of the biggest sort of like human motivators, is that don't worry, as nasty as this is, it will get you fucked up. But it just sounds like they do it because it's funny.
Well, it's either it's going to get you like drunk or high or something, or there's some like believed health benefits that are obviously bullshit, and most of them are that. This is one of those, I think. I don't like that it's like particularly young boys.
Yeah, why do they have to be young boys?
Because it conjures up an image of who's doing the pissing as well, which is really annoying, because if you know it's just piss in general, it could come from anyone. Could come from old granny flaps, could come from some nice sexy lady flaps, could come from a big black nice juicy cock. But with this, it's like you can almost picture the little todgers like pissing. Oh, it's horrible.
God.
That's absolutely fucking horrible. Oh, no, I'm going to have to make that the thumbnail now. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not. I can't do that.
No, but what it feels like is, because I hopefully they don't still do this today. The boy eggs. I hope this is a tradition that has died out. But what it reeks of, apart from boy urine, is of the sort of like Chinese. Did they call them magistrate or whatever? But the sort of Chinese in power back in the day. The freaky parliament or politicians being like, oh, I want to drink some boy piss. And not only do I want to drink boy piss, I want to make it normal for everyone to drink boy piss, because that's how sick I am. That's how I get my sick kicks. So that's what it sounds like, because it's not... So...
Well, on that gross note, we'll end it there. I think there'll be some more... There's plenty more of these that we'll probably do quite a lot more on next podcast. So if you're interested in hearing about gross delicacies, make sure you follow, subscribe all of that sort of thing. And stay tuned for next time. I'm gonna go puke now. Are you gonna do a little puke, Judd? You gonna do one as well?
It actually could do with a little puke. I think I've been needing to puke for a few days. Send me that list. Actually, I'll have a weed through of it. Apparently,
I don't want you to, because I want them to be a surprise for you on the podcast. You see,
okay,
just like a surprise for everyone else. Right, bye, podcast, bye,
bye.
See you
guys.
next time.
Bye bye. I love you. Bye bye.
Oh, cute.